another episode of Get a Load of This. From the Silver Creek Studios, I'm Jarod.
I am Ryan.
And this is Joe.
Another special episode, Friday night.
A very special.
We've been doing that a lot lately.
Three.
Fridays.
This is a thrice.
Yeah.
That's a
thrice
trend.
It's not. It's a good thing.
It is. It's nice.
It just happens to work out that way because my schedule's been fucked. But yeah, I like it. I mean, I know there's no pressure that I got to get up in the morning, and you know, it's good. We can start a little bit later.
I still do have to get up early in the morning, though. I gotta.
Oh yeah.
Do you?
Well, early-ish. I mean, I probably gotta be up by 8.
Okay.
So that's not bad.
What are you doing? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, sure. I
Tell our listeners.
so as
Going to
I
get waxed.
yeah. Doing some manscaping.
all day thing.
Yeah, they got to fire up the old Ryobi and come at me with a weed whacker.
They only had an 8:30 appointment.
Yeah, well, they had to block out 2 hours. We don't open until 11, so come on in at 8. No, so as I alluded to before, my bride had carpal tunnel surgery today, and she has some running that she needs to do tomorrow, and then I want to go see my dad.
Oh.
So she can't really drive.
Yeah.
So I have to. I'm gonna take. I don't have to. I want to take her.
Those 3 weeks, she I guess really can't even go grocery shopping or things like that. You can't if you only got one hand.
Yeah, she can't pick up. Yeah, I was doing all kinds of shit at the house.
She can't cook or do the dishes
No,
or go grocery any of that other woman stuff.
There it is.
Wow.
Me too. But
the thoughts expressed on this show are not necessarily
no,
those
I
at all.
ended up.
Well,
So I went to the store tonight. She just said, I just want chips and a sandwich tonight. I was like, perfect. That's awesome. So went and got that, brought it home. I cut it up and put it in a container that she can open with one hand. And then I opened. It's kind of weird. I was thinking, I got to open everything for her. So I opened the chips and then close them back up with a chip clip.
Right.
And I opened the milk in case she wanted some milk later, and then twisted it back to where she could do it.
Man, that's good stuff.
And then, well, I'm not an asshole.
I don't think I would do all that.
and then right before we left, I had to open up her pill bottles and get her pills out, and then opened up a ginger ale, and that's it. So
Right on.
that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I got that going on.
Cool. Is that a painful procedure? Is that hard for her to go through that? Or is it?
You'll have to ask her.
Okay, I didn't know she.
Well, she's
told
not
you
like
it
in
hurts
agonizing
like a bitch.
pain today.
No, she was
Yeah.
cool. I got home and her arms all propped
They
up.
knock her out for that, or is it like?
hell yeah, man, it's fucking real. And
I didn't know if they did like a local thing where they just numb your whole
well,
fucking
they do.
hand.
They do that, but they put her out too.
Wow.
Shit.
And
I think I want to be out for that too. I don't think I can handle someone slicing up my
so
fucking hand.
and now after my mother's passed and everything, I'm like more aware of truly what's going on at a hospital now, and so I don't take that shit lightly, and I don't an anesthesia can kill. People don't come out of that. Granted, the likeliness of that is very slim, but it doesn't matter.
I knew someone that happened to when I was a kid. I didn't really know him. He was older than, so my parents were friends with this other couple, 2 other couples, and we all lived in the same neighborhood. And the one family I think they had 3 kids, and the oldest his name was CJ, and he was going to have tubes put in his ears, and the anesthesiologist fucked up and
sucks.
And gave him and he died. And they didn't live by us for much longer because they got paid, and they moved. They built this big house, and we went. And we still kind of hung out with them and that. And but I was real little.
I wouldn't want any of the fucking money.
Well, right. I'm like, you can't fix that. I mean, there's no coming back from that. Well, so anyway, I didn't even I knew that CJ wasn't around anymore, but I was real little, and I knew that they moved, and I was like, so I was much older, and then somehow it came up a conversation. I was like, no shit, I had no idea, and then I had a kid. My oldest, and he had real bad ear infections, and he was 3 maybe, and they said, well, we want to put tubes in his ears, and that's all I could think about. Sure. And I was terrified. I was right. Like, and then everybody that I talked to, my parents and everybody's like, they've come a long way in 30 years, because that was in the late 70s.
Yeah. They have, but they haven't.
Right.
There's some kid, a high school kid who you think a high school kid's definitely in better shape than me or my bride, died from anesthesia.
And
that was recent. So,
but it's usually, I think it's just the anesthesiologist fucking up. I mean, they just did the math wrong.
Or their body reacts to the drug.
Well, right. That too, yeah.
Yeah, my mom's best friend, her kids were our best friends when we were little. She had minor surgery, and the anesthesiologist gave the wrong dose, and she never came out of it.
Wow. Fuck.
And like you said, they got paid huge, but you give it all back to get your mom back.
Sure. But there's no amount of money, but
but it definitely happens.
Yeah. So to wrap that all up, that's
wow. This is an exciting episode.
Not at all where we expected to go.
Yeah.
With
So anyhow, that's what I'm doing Saturday, and then Sunday is the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Super Bowl.
Well,
or the shit bowl.
Shit bowl, which we'll put it out on Instagram.
Yeah, we're gonna put something on Instagram.
I had shirts made because
to me, got a new wardrobe.
It's very nice. I gotta say, I like that shirt a lot.
And I don't like who the teams that are playing. The
Rams, describe what went through your mind when you what you
went
order.
Through my mind was hatred and just hatred because So I was actually up at Drake when the games were played.
Yep.
And we went to bar restaurant, nice place, beautiful place actually, and 1908 Drought House up there.
Draft House.
Drought House is but Draft House.
Yeah.
And beautiful, great food, wonderful service. I have nothing bad to say about the place at all, except for I watched two of the most heinous games in my life.
Wasn't as bad as the shithole in Kansas City you went to.
And
McFadden's. I almost brought that cup tonight. McFadden's. If you hate your life and food, come on down.
And you told your wife exactly what you wanted on this shirt.
So, yeah, watch it. I said, this is bullshit. I said, I'm so pissed. I said, I want a shirt made that says Shit Bowl 2019. And she goes,
and
it happened. And
that is exactly what's on the shirt. And it doesn't
better.
It's great. We're going to get a picture out, but it doesn't just say Shit Bowl. It's got that great football logo in the background. You got both perfect images of the helmets on there. It's awesome.
2019. Some copyright infringement there, but I'm okay with it.
I asked her. I was like, "Gonna get in trouble?" And I'm good.
We only made half a dozen of them, so
yeah. And then so on the back it says, "Who fucking cares?"
Who fucking cares?
and I do not care. Actually,
that's an awesome shirt.
Everyone keeps who you want to win. I'm hoping terrorists blow it up. Yeah. So I shouldn't say that. That's wrong because there would be innocent lives
you hope
lost.
The power goes out or something.
Something. The buses don't
make
it.
The lights went out in Georgia, and they just don't play the game.
I'm not, I don't know. I just
for folks that aren't in St. Louis, I think most football fans, Americans, know that the Rams used to be in St. Louis and now they're in L.A. I don't think a lot of people across the country appreciate the level of hatred that St. Louisans have for Stan Kroenke and the Los Angeles Rams and the NFL.
And I've hated the Patriots since 01.
Right, so. Because they beat the St. Louis Rams.
Right.
And some would say
unjustly.
Well, yeah, a little bit of maybe some shenanigans going on.
Put your fucking camera down, asshole. So I fuck Tom Brady. I don't like him. Bill Belichick can go jump off of fucking ledge. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of
cut up hoodie that come on, dress like a goddamn adult.
Yeah, he should be out there like you think of people like Tom Landry.
Right, Landry or fucking Lombardi.
Yeah.
These guys that wear suits and a nice hat.
Chuck Noll, all them guys. Yeah, they're out there like fucking decent folk.
You got this asshole out there wearing a fucking hoodie that's got the sleeves cut off.
Contemporary homeless. Yeah. Fuck this guy.
And you notice the whole team kind of dresses like him now. They all like for Media Day. I saw a clip of Media Day, and they all rolling out in these ratty ass hoodies. I mean, and they're all new because they're brand new.
Yeah, they're laying around everywhere.
But they just like, before we can wear these, we got to saw off shit, Yeah,
somebody take the scissors away from fucking Bella fuck.
Yeah.
Now, devil's advocate, even though we all hate the Patriots and we feel like they, had how many Spygate and Deflategate and this whatever.
4 and counting, but go
on. Does any part of you give Brady credit as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time?
All time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
easily.
So you don't deny that
as much as I don't like to say it. I mean,
I don't like saying it. Every time I do, I die a little inside. But when you win 5 games,
it's undeniable.
Okay, good. I was going to say I hate them too, but I credit him for being one of the best of all time.
Something I was listening to, maybe it wasn't the fast lane, but they were talking about who would you got one game to win. Any quarterback in history, who do you want?
In history,
any quarterback in history, who do you want to win that game?
All my money goes on Joe Montana.
I was going to say Montana.
Right. I think that's the right answer because he went 4 and
1-0.
Yeah.
and he never had a loss in the Super Bowl. And he never had an interception in the Super Bowl.
Right. Wow. So he is in clutch. It's Joe Montana. Brady's lost 3. And he's lost some NFC or AFC Championship games,
2 of them
too.
to Eli. That's why I like Giants. I should like the Giants more with Saquon Barkley but they just suck. And I just can't get on. I just can't get on board with Odell.
Well,
I like Odell.
I can't either.
If the Chiefs and the Saints were in it, how great would that be?
Awesome.
That would have been a great Super Bowl. I think if I can get my conspiracy theory hat on a little bit here, I think I don't know that it's completely fixed, but there's definitely some bullshit going on here. They want these markets. They want the Northeast market. They want the new LA market.
But it's honestly, it's not because the fan bases aren't there right now.
Well, New England it definitely is.
But they're not. The ticket sales are down.
Well, because they're checked out like the Braves fans were in the 80s.
They're just like, I've seen this too much. I'll watch this at home.
Right. They just expect it. Yeah.
5 times in a decade. So, and Rams fans don't follow. Right. They don't travel. Now, if they were St. Louis, I'd be doing everything I could to go down there.
We'd be in Atlanta. Yeah.
But Saints fans travel well.
Yeah.
Chiefs fans travel well.
Yeah.
They were saying the best
scenario. 2 great fan bases. I mean,
the best scenario would have been Chiefs Dallas would have been the best scenario for like fan travel and
right.
Worst scenario, Rams Colts.
Yeah. Okay.
Is what they were saying.
Yeah.
Chiefs Rams would have been kind of cool because
Chiefs Rams would have been cool.
Missouri ties and
all I wanted was one of those the 2 teams that won asshats. I needed one to lose. I just needed one to lose. And they both the fucking Rams were out of it.
So my
until the
theories
ref
of corruption. So that's exactly where I was going. My theories of corruption in the NFL. Maybe again, it had to be a conspiracy. It had to be that Goodell said, "Hey, we really, we got this. We moved them out there. We had to jump through a bunch of fucking hoops. It'd be great if we could get the new LA Rams, the newly relocated LA Rams, into the Super Bowl. That'd be really nice, guys in black and white. I wouldn't put it past them.
I wouldn't put it past them either.
That was a fucking toddler could have made that pass interference call. I mean,
and if it happens, if it comes out that something like that had happened, mark me right now. Barring us not getting another NFL team, I think I'll be done.
Yeah, you can watch college football. You can watch USFL. You can watch Canadian football.
Right. I'll be done.
If you think though that
what's his name was Herschel Walker was USFL.
Yeah.
He actually didn't go to the NFL.
So
he went to US.
Wasn't Doug Flutie USFL? I thought so.
I thought he got drafted by the Patriots.
Maybe I'm thinking of Bledsoe.
No. Bledsoe. No. Bledsoe came out in '93.
I think it was Flutie. Anyway, I don't know.
No, I think Flutie got drafted by the Bears and then went to the Patriots from the Bears because it was Boston College coming home.
Right. Yeah, but no.
Don't you think, though, that if there's a conspiracy that the refs would have decided the game earlier than waiting for the last drive?
They did. They did decide. Yeah, it was interesting the whole time.
Yeah, it was a great game. Until that call. And the Saints, look.
But if you're trying to win it for the Rams to make sure they go, you don't wait until a pass interference call on the final drive.
But
come on. But the Saints were up. The Saints were up pretty good.
Yeah.
So then, you start pulling fucking flags out, and the next thing you know,
or not pulling them out.
And now you're closing the gap.
Yeah. So I don't know. It would be a big deal. If it'd be difficult to accomplish, certainly. I've always been, anti-conspiracy when it comes to sports because it's so hard to impact a game. Yes, you can make some calls here and there, but Boston College, the fix was in with what's his name, the mobster, the Goodfellas, Henry Hill. Yeah, that was the Boston College point shaving deal in the 70s. Yeah, he was also implicated in that, along with Lufthansa, the same crew.
Well, he was never in Lufthansa.
Well, it was the crew. It was that same crew that he was involved with. They
did point shaving?
They did the Boston College point shaving scandal from the late 70s. And so people say, well, you can't impact the game. That wasn't impacting the game. That was impacting the line. That was impacting the gambler. Didn't have any real impact on the game. But it did, though, because the refs were paid off. And some of the players were paid off.
Now, we talked a little bit off the air. not necessarily about conspiracy, but sort of the double standard of sports in general, NFL specifically. So there's been so many instances of players getting away with whatever crime they committed that it seems like, well, it's just not that it's a conspiracy, but there kind of is. Like, we're going to keep these guys playing for us, even if they
I wouldn't call it a conspiracy. I'd
killed
say
somebody in a drunk
it's a
driving
double
accident.
standard, and it's
bottom line at that point.
It's just
their bottom line. But I think NFL's gotten a lot better about that. Kareem Hunt.
Look, the fact that that Michael Vick is in the fucking booth on some state, it was NFL Network. He's doing something. He's doing color commentary. It was CBS. I saw him just recently doing.
Well, he's
not color.
He's a
but
fucking
he was,
coach for this AAF that's coming out right after.
It was a pregame show, maybe is what I saw him on. But I was like, how the fuck is that guy allowed?
I don't know.
But he was allowed to play.
But
he did good.
He served his time. He's
But I'm telling you what, if I was to run a dog fighting ring, and I work for a publicly traded company.
I hope you would only use like 10-pound dogs, like the little bitty.
This is gonna take forever.
But if I was to be caught doing something like that, I would most likely lose my job. I would be fired by that company,
and he went to jail.
But
if you served your time and you got out of jail,
I would be done.
I don't believe that. I don't
another
believe
job,
that.
right?
Yeah, you find another job.
Let's forget Michael Vick. Let's go Leonard Little.
There's no way.
I've killed someone.
Yeah, that.
And then 4 years later, I get another DUI.
Right.
I wouldn't have a job.
No.
But he did.
He just changed numbers.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So
he went from 57 to 91. Like we didn't notice.
Yeah. Oh, it's a different Leonard. Yeah. No.
That was his brother.
There's just so many. Ray Rice. There's.
But see, Ray's not in it. Ray ain't working.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt ain't working.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that we're so
I think they're starting to get it right. They're starting to get it right.
Some of it is they're starting to get it right. The attitude's changing, but I think it's the society's changing, and we're more
shit. Society's changing,
right?
It's fucking
people
crazy.
Are going off on any company that does something wrong or whatever, and you got the whole social media thing. So now these businesses like the NFL or the franchise, they don't want to take a chance on a Colin Kaepernick or a Hunt or whoever, because if fans don't show up or if they boycott their sponsor, that sucks. Where it used to be everybody, including fans, kind of looks the other way.
What you got to do is you got to make your product better than that.
Right.
No one's ever going to boycott, Hershey.
No. Well, what the NFL
I fucking hate it.
Working against them, other than that they're allowing this double standard, and maybe not so much anymore. But also the product, in my opinion, the product on the field isn't as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The game. The fact that
football.
Yeah.
NFL
football.
I agree.
No.
It's not as good. There's too many penalties.
There's too many penalties. You can't touch the quarterback. You can't touch the kicker.
It's offensive driven now, but you know what it is? There's more touchdowns now than ever.
Well,
there's more interceptions now than ever. What do you want to see? You want to see 3-and-outs? Fine, go back to leather helmets. I think that's a great idea.
I don't want to see 3-and-outs, but I'd like to see a few more sacks. I'd like to see.
They're insane right now.
I'd like to see the defense
not
have to pull off at the. These guys. It's an impossible standard that they're held to.
But
you see so many penalties called
the longevity
from a guy that just has momentum. I mean, you got a fucking 800 or 280-pound, 300-pound man going as fast as he can through a gap in the line, and as soon as the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, he has to throw on the brakes on this 280 pounds of man going full bore at a quarterback. And if he nicks him, it's a flag. That's
his job now.
But see, it's the quarterback's job to be mobile, to be able to avoid those types of things. The reason, we can go into Tom Brady and why is he the GOAT. I think we all agree. It's hard to deny that he isn't rather. But he's completely immobile. He doesn't move out of the pocket. He knows he has, he can.
But that makes some of the best quarterbacks. Joe Montana wasn't much of a shuffler at the end either. I mean, when I say end, last 2 Super Bowls of his. Steve Young, even when he won his,
he could take a lick, though.
I don't know. Ask Aeneas Williams. Aeneas Williams ended Steve Young's career.
I don't know. I don't know enough to speak about it, but
if you would allow me a segue, I would like to segue into. We got an email recently,
right? We're not supposed to talk about
sports.
I hate sports.
To our emailer, Ms. Maisel.
Yeah. Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would have thought Meisel.
I think it's Maisel.
It's Maisel.
Midge.
Midge Maisel. Ms. Maisel.
So she's Jewish, I think.
Sure, probably. I don't know
sound
if it
Jewish.
matters or not, but send us an email. We got a good one. It was very, very constructive, but I loved it. I think that was great. I would love to hear more from you, Midge, and from others. Come on, let the the glass was broken, so
I was a little on tilt though. I gotta say, she had me rattled.
Had on the ropes.
She was pretty harsh. She criticized me quite a bit in this email. I couldn't take it for a while.
Yeah, well.
Then I pulled myself up by my bootstraps.
Good
for you.
And you should. Look, it's one person's opinion, and I'll say this: if it wasn't for number one, Joe and I drink a lot. You drink less than we do because someone's got to keep this fucking train on the track. So
and I drink whiskey, so.
So
by the time you all even start hearing me,
we've had feedback.
I'm off the rails.
We've had feedback from not via email, but from people that we know that are whether they're coworkers or our parents or family and friends who they've said oh, you should really stop using the F word so much and well fuck you
so
fuck you and fucking
and you guys really should try to take on some more serious stuff. Like nah I mean we do here and there, but we always try to take a lighter approach.
We are going to do a serious thing. I'm having an on-air colonoscopy. But we're going to use like some camera that Jared's got.
Yeah, it's an old Minolta from the 70s.
We're going to tape it to a fishing pole. And I'm not cleansing.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of Vaseline and the jaws of life.
Yes. But movie.
So, yeah, no, we do appreciate feedback. I think that
it was a lot. Yeah, it was awesome. I liked it.
It was a lot. It was good, and I think I would appreciate it if other people would send in their opinions as well.
And Ms. Maisel, we definitely can tell you're a listener. What you said for sure.
Yep, which we appreciate. Long-time listener, we can tell.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Right. Now we got some other feedback from another listener.
Yes, we did.
This is a little more pleasant.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know. We don't know yet.
Possibly.
Now it is as this listener pointed out to us, because we don't pay attention to these types of things. Oh. It's nearly coming up on our 1-year anniversary of the podcast. We've been almost doing this a year.
Today is your birthday.
That's right.
It's true. We're really close.
And so
it's about time for me to bitch about Valentine's Day.
He wanted to celebrate for us with us by giving us a gift. And he came into town, showed up at my house. And
this wasn't mailed.
No, this was hand delivered. Yep.
Wow.
Well, and what's crazy though is that I can't see it.
Yeah, I lost it already.
It's gone. Where in the hell did it go?
I hope we can find it.
Yeah. So we're gonna open this on the air
with you all.
It's kind of. How about
we'll let Joe. We'll let Joe.
Joe,
you want me to do it? You want me to do it?
Yeah, I think.
All right. So
I think I know what it is. We know you like
it's
presents.
A pretty big box.
I have been asking a lot longer
for a
than
long
you guys.
time.
Right.
It's about the size of a Trivial Pursuit box, if you know what that is.
Well, if that's what that is, then
and it
we're
weighs
gonna
about
punch them.
15 pounds.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it does weigh. All right. So I'm gonna swing the boom arm.
All right. Have it.
This is an exciting moment. We give it play-by-play. He's tore into it. It is.
Fireball!
Holy shit!
Holy Christ!
It's not at all what I was expecting.
A box of Fireball whiskey.
2 handles of Fireball.
Hold on, it says pouches. I can only see the side of it. Contains 2 1 3/4 liter pouches. So this has a fucking tapper on it.
It does.
Shit. Over here.
See bottom of box for opening.
No, look on this side. There's a hole.
There's one on this side too.
Just like
this. No shit.
That's how we'll.
Dude, that's badass.
This is a box of 3.5 liters of Fireball whiskey.
This is great.
So what this is saying to us is Fireball is good.
Yeah, to keep up the good work is what I'm hearing.
That's right.
Right.
So
very much appreciated.
We can't keep this cold though.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. He didn't bring a mini fridge with it.
Where's the other box?
I don't know what you do. You tap in and then
it's just
you got to finish.
It's like a box of wine.
We don't need to open this tonight.
No,
because I brought some.
Right,
we're good.
Yeah, we need to chill this. It's a box of wine with balls, basically.
Right.
Yeah, with fucking 2 big, hairy, fucking hanging balls.
Hanging way down balls.
Sitting on balls. These are sitting on balls right here,
Tastes like
boys.
heaven, burns like hell.
Yeah, no shit. Fireball!
I've never seen a package that big of Fireball. I only see the little airplane bottles usually.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Where do you get something like this?
This is champagne, right?
This
Yeah, this is a champagne loyal listener.
Thank you, champagne.
Fine champagne.
You know, I told Jared, I said, I think he might just redeem himself with this gift, and you've come full circle in my book. You know?
Do you know what I would have liked to have met him? Because I haven't met him.
That would have been an even better contribution. No, I take that back. This is a really good one. It would have been an added bonus if he had joined us for an episode.
Yeah,
it would have been.
It was a quick. He was in and out of town real quick.
We got to work on that.
Yeah, we'll have him on. This is not.
The invitation is open.
Now, I had to say, Ryan kind of predicted this. I texted these guys, said, hey, we got a gift for our anniversary. And right away, you were like, is it Fireball?
Yeah, it's Fireball.
Other than that,
it's
a
giant box of Fireball.
A back razor. I don't know.
An island. I've been asking for that.
I would have needed a bigger box. You know,
that's pretty awesome.
Would fit in something that big.
True. Yeah. That's impressive.
You know what? Yeah. We should let's have one in
his honor.
In his honor,
might be cracking
get out
that
the
box
little
open.
mini bottles. Yeah, I'm nervous actually that we're gonna go through this box in one night.
If we drink that whole box, hopefully it takes us a year.
Yeah, if we drink that whole box in 5 episodes.
Oh, fuck me!
No, we're in trouble. We have an issue.
We need to go to some sort of place where
intervention.
Where it's like open air buildings and there's classes all day.
Yeah. And sharing circles.
Right, yeah. Everyone's wearing white and flowing robes. Yeah, that's where we're all at.
So before you slug that back, here's the champagne.
Cheers.
Fine champagne.
Cheers, champagne. And Midge.
Midge Maisel.
That's good shit. So my boy, the one in college.
Yeah. Is he a Fireball fan now?
That's what it sounds like. And
you're like,
I called him this morning.
I do.
I don't even know what. He posted something on Snapchat, which I don't regularly look at that, but for whatever reason, I got a notification that said, hey, there's something new. So I go look at it, and he's clearly at a bar. I didn't even look at the time, but I immediately go to Life 360 and I'm like, where the hell is he? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So by this time it was 6 a.m. and he was back at his dormitory. I'm like, well, okay, at least he made it back, or his phone did. You know, so all good. So
I'm gonna mail this home. How funny is that?
So I tell my wife, I'm like, well, the boy was apparently out late last night. Saw a Snapchat story that he was out boozing, and I know on Friday mornings he has PT that he has at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
So he didn't make that.
Jeez.
What?
Yeah. And
not good, man.
No. And she kept an eye on it. I kept an eye on it. We knew we had a class at 9. It was 8:45, and I was on the way into the office, and I called him up. No answer. Called it again. Finally, I hear the hello. I'm like, what are you doing? Huh? It's like, you know you have class in 15 minutes. Shit. It's like, where were you last night? I don't know.
Jeez.
Well, I do.
So I tore in. I did. I knew exactly where he was. He was at the Boot, which is a bar right off campus.
Boot.
And I said, you need to get your ass up and you get your ass to class. I'm watching you. Move. He's like, all right, fine. So he makes it. I didn't talk to him again until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, so you feeling better? Oh, yeah, I'm feeling good. And I was like, so what the fuck happened? He goes, Fireball happened.
Oh, shit.
And I said, well, you know, in our family, whiskey is not something we could do a lot of because we turn into.
That's why you just sell it like this and not like that.
So you do it in small doses. It makes us happy. You do it in anything slightly larger. It comes
in a box.
Yeah, it makes you just an angry, ignorant son of a bitch.
like he said, a box the size of Trivia Pursuit.
For perspective.
Full of booze.
Full of cinnamon whiskey.
Who wants to play trivia? Oh, there's that whiskey box again. Son of a bitch. And look at the angry fucking dragon on the front.
That's what your farts feel like the next day.
I love it.
No, it's tasty.
The thing of it is it's so hard to find like a good shot.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. And it's got recipes on the back too that we can apparently, if we wanted to make angry balls.
I normally hit mine with a hammer,
with a ball peen hammer.
Wham, wham, yeah.
So Angry Balls is 1 shot of Fireball whiskey and 1 pint of Angry Orchard crisp apple.
Yeah. That is just
And Dragonade
apple cinnamon
is apparently if you cannot handle just the Fireball whiskey, it's 3 parts lemonade, 1 part Fireball whiskey. So it's if you want to dilute
that.
It doesn't sound bad, but
that's a sitting by the pool.
You
know
and me.
Yeah,
it is. All right.
Yeah, right on.
Sitting by the pool.
So yeah, I asked him,
drinking
I said,
Fireball.
how many shots did you do? And he goes, oh, you don't want to know. I said, well, can you count them on one hand?
Ballpark.
Can you count them on one hand? Silence. I'm like, seriously? And he goes,
see, that's the problem.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's a recipe for disaster, man. That's a kind of
you
kind of
walked
night.
in right there. That's a black eye night. That's a black eye night.
That's when you can't find your shoes in the morning. You can't find your wallet. You're wondering who the hell did I talk to? What did I say?
Yeah. Why does my jaw hurt?
I was like, dude, how we roll, and unfortunately he's a lot like me, and I just know I know what's good. You stick with the beer. You mix in maybe two shots, and then
which is what we have tonight, ladies and gentlemen,
right?
Each.
So
and then we do have
this
box. Now we do have this fucking bunker box.
We're gonna do Fireball box stands, keg stands from a box of Fireballs.
Yeah, this son bitch will fucking take out a levy.
So, do you feel guilty at all that you're sort of stalking your son when he goes out to the bar?
Not at all.
That's my job.
That's your job.
Yeah.
Right.
So
but none of us had to go through that.
No.
Our parents had no way of knowing what we were doing.
Yeah, but
you know what, though?
I had a cell phone in college. My dad didn't have to deal with that. Yeah.
That was like way back in the...
It was a bag phone.
Okay.
Moat.
Yeah, it was a bag phone. But
moat.
You would think it'd be a good thing. I thought we talked about this before.
We did.
That people were like, "Oh, you had a phone in college." I had a phone in high school in the early '90s.
Jeez.
And everybody thought,
Moat.
"Oh, that's cool. That's cool." It was the worst thing that could happen to a 16 to 20-year-old
same
man.
thing that's happening with him.
Right. They want all the good stuff that comes with it, but then I was like, "All right, well, you're low jack now. I'm keeping an eye on you."
Right.
See, I my father, he just put the fear of God in me to the point where I knew, hey, go out. You want to fucking do that shit? Fine. You bring that to my house. You have the police here or anything. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to know what was going to happen because he put the fear in me. And I think that's what you had to do back then. Now you don't as much because you have the thing, we have the tools.
Right. We know where they're at.
And you can deal with that. Plus, parenting is different than it used to be.
Yeah.
It just is. You can say soft. You can say no one. If you were a parent like the parents that we had, now
you'd be in jail.
They take you to jail.
Yeah.
You can't. You can find a soft medium.
But
I
don't think that's a good thing.
I don't either.
I don't think
but
parents
I still
should be beating their kids. But
no, but I've got the fear in my daughter.
Right.
She knows she fucks up that the hammer's going to drop, and you don't want it to drop.
It's not even going to be a beating. It's just you're going to just give her a tongue lashing that's going to.
Well, yeah, because I can get loud and I'm very animated, and it just scares her, and she cries for hours, and it just bothers her, and it's not so much disappointment when I tell her that she's disappointed me. That bothers her.
Yeah.
It just does, and but it's because it's weird. Again, everyone gets to hear this about I and my wife and my daughter. We are very close. We are. I
can vouch for that. Yeah,
close and. Not like weird close, like, fucking, okay, it's Twister night and everyone's just wearing boxers. Not like that, but we're close. We are close. And it's, and when I say it's, when I say that if she disappoints me, that it really bothers her, it really does. It cuts.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I always got that. That's in my repertoire with her.
The boy called me. And he went and got his hair cut because he has to have his hair cut like every 3 weeks because of the Army. And so he went to some barbershop, expensive fucking barbershop. And he swiped his debit card and it didn't work. But he has a Venmo card. He swiped that, didn't work. So what's he do? He calls Dad. He's like, Dad, I'm broke. I got a haircut. I owe him money. They're either going to make me sweep for 3 days or I gotta pay. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? How are you out of money? And he's like, I don't know. I got to look at it. So I said, well, put him on the phone. I'll give him my card number. And I paid for his haircut. It was like $32. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, you're
Jesus
a kid.
Christ.
Yeah.
It's not
Where'd
even
you
that
go?
long.
I mean, he like had a fucking stylist.
Get a
shit. I'm like, you're
dye
getting a
too or
fucking crew cut. You're in the army, for Christ's sake. What do you
Motherfucker
need?
went to Paul
Frosted
Mitchell.
Tips or some shit. The Paul Mitchell, yeah. So we're done with that whole thing.
Vidal Sassoon.
And the lady hands the phone back to him, and I was like, all right, get the fuck out of there. Walk out of there. I got to talk to you. So he walks out, and he's walking down the street looking for his Uber that he called on my fucking account because he's broke. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? How are you out of money? And he goes, I don't know. And all I did was go, and he goes, Dad, I know. Don't do that. Just leave. I got it. I know. I'm like, what do you know? How do you know what I'm gonna say? He goes, I heard the sigh. I know. I got it. I know. I won't let it happen again. And I was like, all right. That's all I had to do.
Make it fucking happen.
So I was so proud. I went to my wife. I'm like, all I got to do is sigh at the little prick. And he folds like a cheap suit.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do was breathe heavy.
Well, I wish we'd have done that shit the night we went to the fucking hockey game.
Well, right. Yeah. No, well, we were not in the condition for that.
He was thinking with the wrong head that night,
Yeah,
though.
he had a lot of other things going on. And that's why he's broke. On another note, he bought a plane ticket to go visit the...
What?
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's in Denver, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. He bought a plane ticket.
He flew to Denver?
Not yet. He bought the ticket.
Oh, my God.
He's flying from New Orleans to Denver on his spring break, and then allegedly she's flying from Denver, Boulder, driving to Denver, and then flying to New Orleans for her spring break. And I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever... You guys are broke-ass college kids. And you're pissing away $400 on a fucking plane ticket.
I'll eat Cheerios at your house, and then we'll come to mine, and we can eat Cheerios at my house.
Because they're both in school. So when he goes there, she's not on spring break. She's in school. And when she comes to New Orleans, he's in school, and she's
Haven't they heard long-distance relationships don't work?
Yeah. Well,
what the fuck?
Giving it a shot. I was like, you guys could have saved your money. You would have had $800 extra. You guys could have been done with this semester of school, gone down to like Destin or gone on Gulf Shores or something like that, and have a nice vacation where you both don't have to worry about school or anything like that. You could have done it right.
Yeah,
and I told them both that at my kitchen table over Christmas break, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna do it anyway." I'm like,
we want to see each other in March.
Well, then I'm not paying for your haircut the next time you call.
That's pretty much how it boiled down to. I was like, "Look," I said, "This ain't happening again. If you're out of money because of stupid shit like that,
shave your head.
You're sweeping fucking floors. Is the bottom line. You better learn how to
so
do
he could.
How about know how much money you got before you walk into a barber shop?
I think he thought he had plenty of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened to all of us.
Yeah,
but.
no, never to me. But can he just shave his head like I do?
No,
it's got to have that 50s look.
He's a bit of a metrosexual.
No,
or whatever.
Not him. The Army.
No, the Army doesn't care. You could go bald.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So hey,
regulation is off the ears, off the shoulders, and it's supposed to be
next time
faded,
you need a fucking
flat top
or nothing
or bald. Yeah.
I'd tell his punk ass. I'd say, hey, next time I'm sending you down a wall.
Wall clippers. Yeah.
I bought all your haircuts.
I'll send you the ones I shaved the dog with. You could just use.
So
I bought all your haircuts
when I was in college. I guess it was my sophomore year. My brother was a freshman at the same school, and one of his friends was in the Army ROTC, and he had to get a haircut, and he didn't want to pay for it, and he had some shitty old clippers, so they came to my.
I thought he went and ran out.
No, they came to my room because at the time I was an art student and an art major. And they thought
cut hair.
that I have an artistic eye, and I would be able to, fade it nicely, do whatever, right?
Didn't
so
work out
they
well.
asked me, well, these clippers were so old and dull, it just wouldn't cut. So I'm trying.
They have a 2-cycle engine on them?
First we had a guard on it, and it just wasn't cutting. It wasn't taking any hair off.
Right.
So we take the guard off, and I'm being real careful, and it's just nothing is coming off.
And then you hiccuped.
And but I'm like, it's just not cutting. It's not
Ass
cutting.
sneezed.
And so I had to like push a little harder and then
Oh shit!
and took a strip out of his
fucking divot.
Yeah. And he was just like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Sorry,
shave it all down."
That's what you get for coming to an art student.
He took the whole thing and just ran all the way and just went bald. But yeah, I tried to be artistic. I couldn't do it.
We had a guy in college that cut everybody's hair. Donnie. It's the second episode in a row I think we brought up Donnie. But Donnie was he was really good at cutting hair, actually.
Yeah.
But this is, maybe it's homophobic, but it was a different time. It was the early 90s. Mm-hmm. But he would go into a whole different persona whenever he would cut your hair. You were usually drunk.
Was it fabulous?
His name was no longer Donnie. It was all of a sudden he was Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
He went in this whole thing and it made everybody uncomfortable as hell.
Sure it would.
But it was funny and he made jokes and he gave a hell of a haircut.
It
so
seems
you just
like maybe that was
it.
Donnie's real personality and it was just coming out.
Yeah, well, we'll leave that.
Donnie's what got him into school. Bruce is what got him through school.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, no, it was funny, but I would not be accepted in today's world. I don't think you get away with that.
I don't know.
It was in a room full of 6 dudes that were just drunk and
fun,
stupid, in 1994. So, which that's amazing. The difference in what was acceptable. I mean, you look at what was on TV.
Sure.
Then,
you know what though? But if you go into the early 90s and you truly look back. It's almost a renaissance of what we're going through right now as far as like what's tolerated, because at that point nothing was tolerated. Not that people weren't harping about, racism has been something that's been harped about for
50 years,
easily,
which
if not I agree. I agree. It should just end. If everybody just would stop and think for 8.5 fucking seconds, it'd all be over.
Right.
If every single person out there in this world would stop and think for 8.5 seconds
before opening their fucking yap,
before doing anything.
Yeah.
Like if you were going to do something, don't do it instinctively. Do it with reason.
Yeah.
It would all end.
Yeah. Maybe just say I was telling my youngest how to take a test. I was like, all right, you're going to read the question. You're going to read it again. You're going to read it one more time. Then you're going to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, why do I got to read it 3 times? I'm like, because you need to,
because you're
but that's what everybody should do out there.
Yeah.
Not read the question, but think about what's going to come out of your fucking mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Use reason and not instinct, and I guarantee all of our problems would go away.
Yeah.
I feel like the counterpoint to that though, I'm not sure if that's true, because I think there's too much. We talked about with the Bill Murray and other stuff. We talked about love and unity and just let's all get along. That should be the message that we're spreading. But too many people have hate where even if they do think about it for 10 seconds,
let it out.
They're gonna hate, even if they give it time.
Right.
So I think that's a problem that we have right now. You don't have
everybody wants to preach, and myself included.
Divisiveness.
I mean, we do this podcast, and I say, everybody just be nice to each other. But then I'll motherfuck someone in a heartbeat if they cut me off in traffic.
Well, sure, but you're using instinct at that point, and
Yeah.
not deductive reasoning.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think
so.
I will say that, and I owe this all to my wife and my daughter. I don't think they have definitely softened me in the sense to where I'm not that way with people anymore. I try not to, and I try. I don't want to be that kind of person anymore. Right. I don't want to be the guy. It doesn't get you anywhere
anyway.
It doesn't get you anywhere. All it does is get you mad.
Right.
They don't ever hear you in that car. As far as they're concerned, Joy 99.1 Joy FM is just fucking. They're getting Christ pumped into their ear, and that's all
Why
they care about.
Why is it all the people with the Joy 99 stickers on the back of the car are bad drivers?
It's the new handicap sticker.
It is. I mean, they're bad drivers. Nothing against the Christian music listeners. No. I mean, but it just seems to be a trend. I mean,
it is. But
no comment.
Yeah, but at any rate, it doesn't get anybody anywhere at all.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
Yeah.
It's just and like we were saying on the way over here. So we're talking about our commutes.
Yeah.
I go to work. I really like to budget my time going to work because I like to figure out when I can be to work because that gives me as much sleep as I can have.
Right.
I have to be up or be out of the shower. I like to take a long shower in the morning because it wakes my back up. Coming home, fuck. It could take me 3 hours every day. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Really?
It doesn't bother me. My daughter's old enough to where I'm not I don't have to be there.
You don't gotta rush anywhere.
I don't have to rush her
Mm-hmm.
anywhere. She's not in any sports or anything that I have to get her to. So I don't give a shit. And my wife doesn't care because she normally works late now. She works later hours, and I can come home.
But
whenever.
that's a great approach to it because you don't. I mean, I got stuck in traffic. There was an accident that shut down the whole highway on the way home today, and it was a big traffic jam. And I was stopped for several minutes, doing zero, not moving. And that didn't really piss me off. No. You know, I was like, well, all right. I mean, I got nowhere to really rush to.
And you know what I do now? If I know that I'm going to have a long commute, I put on our podcast. And I go back and I will go back to old ones.
Yeah.
Real old ones. And I suggest everybody who listens to this.
Right. Go back and download some
Go
some
back
of the
and just
backlog.
listen to some of the old stuff. It's kind of funny to hear us then and hear us now. I went back and listened to the first one that I was on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
you were nervous,
scared to death. And it was only like 22 minutes long.
Yeah,
our
short.
first one was
then.
short, and it was about 90s fucking clothes, and I talked about it was a good one.
What were the pants or the jeans?
The Hammer pants.
Yeah, but there was a brand or something.
of them. Yeah, it was
C. Cavarici.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Something like that. Yeah, there was,
and Code Zeros.
Yeah.
But I went back and listened to that.
I was eager to get home today. I did not want it to take 3 hours because I knew that I had something I wanted to get. I wanted to buy some limes and some Corona Light.
Yeah. Are we doing this one now?
I think we might as well.
All right. We still have
we got all kinds of beer tonight too.
What's our where are we at on time?
Oh, we got plenty of time.
We'll do another fireball on the
backside.
No, not on this one. God bless America.
Okay.
So yeah, we've had it's been fucking cold here recently. Single digit temperatures with like minus 25 wind chills. Yeah. Everybody across the country is dealing with it.
75% of America.
Yeah, but today it was like
50s.
Yeah.
When I got in my truck
and tomorrow it's going to be 60 and
55.
The weekend it's going to get
70.
up to 67. Yeah. So it's almost feeling like summer out here.
Yeah, I'm going to fly my drone on Sunday.
So what did I do? I bought a summer beer, Corona Light.
Let's get the
and
fucking pools open, man.
Oh, shit.
Let me get some out for us.
I got to get the water off my cover, man.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about it. I gave up on it.
I'm
getting a new liner.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
What the fuck was I going to say? I had a thought and I lost it, man.
I had a thought too, and it was about the next episode that I wanted to bring up something, and I fucking lost it. God damn.
We were talking about commutes. We were talking about what the fuck was I going to go with this?
Wiener.
Wasn't that? Are we pouring? We're not pouring these into a glass.
No.
This is you got to drink it out of the bottle. I got a tool for that.
I almost tore my fucking skin. Holy shit, that fucking hurt.
Uh-oh.
It worked.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't quite grab it like.
Do you know? I was loud. So
sorry.
I haven't used mine yet.
Really?
No. Well, I drink
I got to
whiskey.
talk to my
you can't
wife.
do this.
That she was supposed to be bringing. We were supposed to be getting labels, stickers for these things that said our logo on it. So get a load of this. And
you want
what
me
the
to
F? There it is.
Work like a champ. What are you talking about?
Do you want me to do that for you, sweetheart?
So we got limes.
Can you get this for me? Yeah, we got limes already cut.
So Jarod got a Corona Light. I think he's trying to tell us something. That we need a low-calorie solution.
Yeah, good luck.
Does it smell bad?
I don't know. What do you think?
It smells like Corona. It smells good. Corona's good beer.
Yeah, it is good beer, but it is
some citrus there.
It is a. Yeah, that's what it. Okay, I'm grabbing this one.
We're doing the limes here, folks.
Yeah, we got limes. Well, I don't. A lot of people say you never put fruit in your beer. I don't think I've ever had a Corona without a lime.
Without it?
I don't like it without the lime. I like it because you get that lime taste off of it. But you know what you're supposed to do?
You turn it upside down.
Yeah, well, you're supposed. Yeah, but you're
we got
supposed
a lot
to
of electrical equipment here. I'm just going to say.
No, you do this.
Just throwing out. I hear you. I'm just not going to do that over my.
Well, you don't.
Studio
you do it over your nice carpeting here, and and you hope for the best.
But you're supposed to let it marinate for like 8 to 10 seconds. Fuck stick. And then swallow her down.
Yeah. No, Corona is it's pretty solid gold. It
is such a summer beer though, man. This so makes me think of.
I've been drinking Sol, SOL, which is it's like Corona. when I go to the Mexican joint here in town, I don't drink Corona anymore. I drink Sol, and they give you a line with that too. It's good. Arguably better than Corona.
I'll say this though. So coming home tonight.
What is that for?
In case you got any on your thumb when you were thumbing your beer.
So coming home tonight,
citrus.
I was apparently Florida Georgia Line had a new song come out today.
Okay.
Woman with Jason Derulo.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Florida Georgia Line. I like the music. I like it a lot.
Right.
That song hasn't grabbed me. Yeah. So then I said, well, I'm listening to country.
Now you're in that mode.
So I went and listened to some of the stuff that I have on my playlist.
Right.
Florida Georgia Line. I was driving home. I cracked the window. It's a little warm.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucking summer, man.
Yeah.
I was getting wound up.
I'm thinking that's why there were several accidents on the highway tonight, because everybody was kind of in the same mode. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's beautiful outside. Crank up the tunes and just driving like a bat out of hell. And like, oh shit, there's still fucking ice on the road.
Yeah. Well, not at 50 degrees. It wasn't.
No, but I mean, some people were being stupid out there. Every time that first nice weather day in the spring, or you get that, Indian summer. I don't know if you can call it that anymore. But with a nice day in February or March, and everybody puts their head up their ass and just wants to barrel ass down the highway.
That's what it's going to be tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we drinking these?
Yeah, let's do this.
Are we giving this a rating? Are we just is this a true beer review?
Might as well,
I think we need to rate them all anyhow, because I have my own rating system.
Well, I know. I don't.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
That's right.
We're gonna have to wait till about 12 of them are done so we can decode the rating system. Because last time it was it was a wet fart.
No, it was 4 dolphin vaginas, and 1 mother-in-law walking in on you masturbating.
Right.
We still couldn't figure out if that's a good rating or a bad rating.
Well, I guess this will be a telling sign here. I mean, depending on what, because we know he likes this. We got some intel.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're doing a beer that's worth drinking.
Right.
Let's go, bitch.
Let's go.
All right. Corona Light.
Cheers, gentlemen. God damn, that's good. It's gonna go.
Damn, Joe.
The lime's slowing him down. He's usually done by now.
That's delicious.
That is delicious. It's very refreshing.
It is. It's almost like you're not even drinking.
We'll remember that on the second episode.
Yeah.
It's almost like we weren't even drinking.
Yeah. Well, I have had a fair amount of whiskey. Good whiskey, too.
Yeah.
So if I can give a shout out here. So we live in where we live. And there's
Southwestern Illinois.
Yeah. No one's figured it out yet.
Yeah. Right. There is a very small, very good local distillery here in town. Or a town close to me.
Nearby.
Stumpy's is the name of the...
Where is it technically? We could say this. I mean, is
Columbia.
it in Millstown?
It's okay.
Is it in Columbia?
It's
in Columbia, but I don't even know exactly where in Columbia.
It's North Columbia.
Okay.
No, lying to you once again.
South
Columbia. And I tried to find... I went on a cruise on my Cutlass. Trying to find it, because I was like, fuck it, I'm going there. I'm going to buy me a 5th straight from there.
Yeah, fresh. You don't really want fresh whiskey. You want it aged a little.
Well, you want it... Well, and you know what?
Straight out of the barrel, though, I guess, is where you're going after, right?
So this has gotten better. So the first time I had Stumpy's Old Monroe, which is what I'm having, I didn't like it. But now it's aged. And now they're putting out... So he's got a surplus to where he can... He's got the 5 years aging on it or whatever it is.
Well, I saw a commercial on TV. There was I don't remember what the brand of, but it was a whiskey, company. They're like, oh, try our, 15-year or something like that. Maybe it was a web commercial, whatever. I'm like, how are you a new company and you have 15-year-old whiskey?
Right.
How are you a startup?
Who'd you rob?
Yeah.
Well, I used to be a raging alcoholic.
And then I just let it ferment.
Yeah, I don't know how that adds up, but
very good.
So what
whiskey.
do we think of this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah, let me finish my spiel.
Stumpy's Old Monroe. Now, doesn't our favorite local microbrew, Stubborn German, don't they use those barrels or something?
Yes, they do. They've brewed barrels in the Old Monroe. They brewed beer. not brewed. I think they aged beer
Right.
In the Old Monroe
in the
barrels.
Old Monroe
Whiskey barrels, yeah.
Right, which is kind of like what Copper Lager is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're a whiskey aficionado at this point?
No,
not really,
not
but
even
you
all.
drink a lot of it. Do you like the Old Monroe more than Jack Daniels?
Yes, I do.
Not so much an aficionado as he is a consumer.
As a fall down drunk of it. Yes,
I would call myself a consumer.
I would. Yeah, my I love Old Monroe is a much kinder, smoother whiskey to me.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm not a straight bourbon drinker. I always cut it. So
Yeah. What is Macallan's? Is that a Scotch or is that a whiskey?
that's a Scotch whiskey,
Okay.
and I have some of it. Andy, my brother, bought me some for my birthday. That's you gotta have some nuts
Yeah.
for that. That
Well,
takes
I bought
some fucking hair.
I bought a bottle of, I think I was 15 year or I forget.
And you run it over to the neighbor and y'all fucking hammer down
we
a fifth
did
in
a
a
whole
night.
bottle.
Oh my god!
Well, I got it for him because
15-year-old whiskey.
he put a carburetor on my Pontiac for me.
So of course, buy him a 15-year Scotch.
Well, I mean that's what he asked. That's what he likes. You know,
I would have done the same thing.
I
Problem of it
offered
is
him,
he
I
was
offered
like,
him money. He wouldn't take it. I asked his wife
Okay.
what I should
That's good then.
get him, and she's like, "Go get him Macallan's 15-year-old. I think it was 15 or 18. It was
Yeah,
one of those
15.
two.
They have an 8 and a 15.
But it was.
Why do they never have like a 16 or a 17? It's always
Well,
like specific
they do have
increments. 15,
well, because they got
12.
to pump this shit out for the masses. Now, if you were a bourbon connoisseur, I worked with a guy who had like 100-year-old whiskey or some shit like that, and I mean, it was his. It was private stock.
I imagine that every whiskey's probably a little different. It's like wine. Like they have a good year and they have bad years, right?
Sure.
So that at some point it might not be good. Like it gets to a certain point where it's like, okay, at 75 years it's good. At 80 years it starts to turn.
But also,
I don't know how that shit
you
works.
know when a certain year was good. So we've got a 1976. Whatever,
right.
and that was a good year for that one.
But that's wine. That's because of the grape harvest and shit like that. With whiskey, it's all just fucking
soil.
corn and I mean it's
Rain makes corn, corn
makes
makes whiskey, whiskey makes my girl.
So I'm not a whiskey drinker or a
Fair
Scotch
little
drinker.
frisky.
I brought this bottle of Macallan over to Mike and
and then stood on his own nutsack for an
yeah,
hour.
it was an interesting evening to say the least.
I've watched him drink Maker's Mark with me. Maker's Mark is another very good whiskey, but Maker's Mark whiskey.
That's the night I slept in the dining room.
Yeah, that's Maker's Mark is really good whiskey, but you're drinking.
Yeah.
You're drinking when you're drinking.
And
Maker's Mark.
when I started drinking it, like we were hanging out at my house. Joe come over and he brought a drink, and he was like, I'm gonna run home and get another drink because he had Jack at home. And I was like, well, dude, I got some Maker's Mark here. Why don't you just? He's like, fuck, all right, So he pours himself a drink, and I'm like, I'm gonna try it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I poured a little in a rocks glass with a couple pieces of ice. And it was delicious. And
it's very good, but you're drinking when you're drinking.
Sure. And I proceeded to probably drink 5 or 6 of those. I don't know.
Yeah, because we
was
killed your bottle.
Yeah, the bottle was gone, and I was already drunk on beer when I
Right.
started that.
He's
And
done the whole day.
it was a bad.
Damn.
It was a bad weekend. It was a great night.
Sounds like a good. Oh yeah, okay.
It was a great night.
Yeah.
Yep.
The rest of the weekend was fucked. I was useless. So the same happened with Macallan. So I just try to stay away. I'll do a shot of Fireball, maybe 2, maybe 3. But
We're not cracking this box tonight.
no.
We got another shot in there each, and we did our beer
we need to
review.
refrigerate
So
that.
how often
So
would
we
you
didn't
say
rate this.
you drink Corona Light in the summers?
Oh, it's always in the summers because
Yeah.
this is a mood, not a beer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is one of those. How pretty is just a cooler of ice with these just poking
just
out the
peeking
top?
out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
On a
Now, I will
balmy
say-
summer day, yeah.
I'm getting a lot of the lime flavor there. It's
Well, 'cause
masking the beer.
It's
Is that a good
supposed
thing?
to.
Well, I
Yeah.
know, but
It's supposed to take, I think, some of the bitterness. I think some of the
It takes the
bitterness out of
skunk
it.
out of it.
Yeah.
But see,
I think if you were to drink it without a lime,
that's a
it'd be
misconception
fine.
because Corona is now brewed in Chicago or some shit. Whereas when it was
first come across the border.
it does say
that's why you put the lime in.
brewed and bottled by Cerveceria Modelo Mexico.
It
Just
does
saying.
say imported
That's what it
beer
says,
from
anyway.
Mexico.
All right. Well, I'm telling you, when Corona first came over here,
I
they
wouldn't
put the
doubt it
lime
at
in
all.
it to kill the skunk taste.
Yeah.
Or maybe Jarod went to
honestly-
Mexico. Did you check out the wall?
I didn't
see the progress.
It's come along great. When I first popped this top off, I thought it smelled skunky, but that lime went in there, and now I don't really taste their smell.
I'll give a rating.
It's good.
7.9.
Whoa, that might be your highest rating, Ryan.
That is.
You think? Give it 8.5 seconds. Before.
No, I think I've drank the whole beer. What was the last one we just did that I gave a pretty high rating to as well? The one you guys didn't like, the citrusy one.
Oh yeah,
I gave that a 7 something. I give it a 7.
Had pulp in it.
Yeah, you guys didn't like. Yeah, it had pulp.
This has pulp in it from the lime.
That's a good point.
That's
all
right.
You don't hate it,
but no, because he knows where it's from. That was foreign pulp.
No, Corona Light or Corona period or Light, either one of them are a beer that
now they have a Corona Premium, which is like
but it's a beer like a Bud Light. It's an all day drinker. I can sit outside and I can drink a cooler full of these and start barbecuing at noon and have a great day. And there's only certain beers that you can do that.
I'm gonna rate this 6 perfect pork steaks. And 4
I thought he was going somewhere completely different.
Me too.
6 perfect pork steaks and 4 muddy shits.
Sounds great and awful all at the same time.
Yeah. So there's my rating for us.
Well, we know the pork steaks came first.
Yeah.
So
hopefully
it kind of makes sense. Honestly, it actually.
Yeah.
I'm starting to decode this whole thing a little bit.
I think if you ate 6 perfect pork steaks, it might turn into 4 muddy shits.
Yeah.
And a bunch of Corona Light.
One ball flash from the guy that lives across the street from you.
Now I have no idea if that's a good thing or not.
That house is empty, Joe.
Yeah, but there's a guy living there.
Empty. Yeah, we got squatters.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give it a classic 6.4.
All right.
It's okay. I like it. I would prefer even just a Budweiser or a Bud Light.
Really?
But it is. I can see it's a summer beer.
It's a summer beer.
Yeah, especially with the lime.
This is you hit me about first weekend of May, which is a awesome week in my world. Every
year. Why is that?
Would you like me to
say? I do. I want to
know. That is the annual car show in Florissant. Every year.
Valley of the Flowers?
Yeah, Valley of the Flowers. Yeah. And
what is Valley of the Flowers? Is that what you said?
Yeah, and
what is that?
I grew up in Florissant, and that is their celebration of the city.
Oh, Florissant, florist, flora. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And
never put that together. No.
And so they have games, rides, parades, car show, everything.
Port of Westfalica,
sure, right?
Homecoming here in town, that kind of thing.
And it's something I get to do with my father every year, and I take the car, and the car show's huge. But so last year, I went up Friday night, changed the oil in the Cutlass, got everything ready to go, wiped it all down, got drunk with my brother-in-law, stayed the night there, got up at 6 a.m, got in the car, drove it over to Dad's, wiped everything down again, wiped his cars down, and we all went to the show and got there at about 8 o'clock. By about 9:30, we start drinking, and we just have a fucking kick-ass day all day.
This is the last year was when his car got the Roadster. Didn't he get wrecked or something?
Got hit, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now,
asshole was driving down the middle of the fucking street on a car show. Shouldn't even been there and fucking hit my dad's.
He was doing stupid shit. He was like swerving back and forth or something like that.
Well, he was trying to avoid somebody else's car and hit my dad's $50,000 33 Roadster.
Did you drag him out of his car? And...
Oh my God, the cops came. We're not going to get into all that.
I've heard the story. It was an event.
I've wanted to ask you this before, and you've probably talked about it on the air, and I maybe didn't put it together, but what was the first car that you bought that you and your dad fixed up or whatever?
The first car
that was yours, but you kind of did it with your dad.
No, I've never had a car that I bought. I've always done cars that he bought. Okay, and I fixed them up with him.
He didn't help on even the Cutlass or whatever. Or
the Cutlass was his.
The Cutlass was his.
Oh,
I
it was
bought
his.
It from him.
He bought it from him.
I didn't know that.
He was going to sell it,
but did you help him with the Torino?
No, I didn't help him Torino. I helped him. So I helped him with the Roadster, and I helped him with the Cutlass too. You know, I put the handles in.
So let's go through your dad's cars that he's had, because he's had some cool. And the Torino's
these
gone.
would just be the ones that we know about.
Yeah,
right? He's
probably
a million of them.
But didn't he have like a wagon or something like that? No, what did he?
No. He did have a wagon, an 80 Ford LTD that he took all of us screaming ass kids around.
No, I thought that maybe I dreamt it or misremembering it or whatever. But I thought he had when you were a kid, he had a cool car.
He did. He had we had a 70 Catalina convertible.
All right,
with a 400.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Did
he order it?
No, the one he ordered a 65 Catalina 2+2. With the 421 HD, and had it ordered, and instead canceled the order, bought my mother's wedding ring, and married my mom.
Yeah, that's awesome. Probably a good choice.
Right? Yeah, yeah. So, he had the Torino, which I wasn't even doing body work or anything.
But that was early 70s.
It was a 70 Torino GT convertible, which was a beautiful car. It was a 100-point car. He actually got that.
It's a not Starsky and Hutch car.
No. That would have been a.
But that was a Torino as well.
That was a Grand Torino.
Okay.
And that would have been, theirs was a 75, but they started that look in 73.
So, but his was the older body style.
Like he had the hideaway headlights and everything in his. Right.
But a Ford also. So, yeah.
Right. Sold that. Well, he had that, and he had he had that car for 10 years. And he did the 33,
which is it's a 33 Roadster. Tell us more about it though. It's a Ford?
Yeah, it's a Ford Roadster, Chevy powered.
33.
1933 Ford Model A?
I don't know what the fuck the model would be. I guess it's like you know what?
It's a coupe. It's a two-door coupe.
It's like ZZ Top's fucking 34, but it's a convertible.
Yeah,
looks like that full fender car.
It's cool. It's cool as hell.
Car. Yeah, and he's always wanted one his whole life, and he finally
bought it and took it from.
Well, he bought the kit and built it. It took him 6 years.
Wow.
And it's an award winner. I mean, he's got 85 trophies since 2000, and he wants 100. So,
jeez,
that's what he's shooting for. And then he got the Cutlass. So he sold the Torino and bought the Cutlass. And then
when you say the Cutlass, the one you have?
The one I have now.
Okay.
And he and my brother-in-law put a 455 in it.
So when he bought that Cutlass, it was 3 or 4 months after I bought my Pontiac. He's in the business. He's in the market, and he pays very close to his dad. Pays very close attention to the value of cars.
Still does.
And he bought this car for about the same amount of money that I paid for my car. And this Cutlass, when he got it, didn't have the 455, but it was done. It was done, and a beautiful car. And it's unique because it was modernized. It had a digital dashboard, had a power sunroof, has power seats, and all the buttons and everything was shaved off. So it poppers on the trunk and the doors and everything.
Fucking hated
it.
That.
It was really he didn't like that, but he pulled up in the car. And like 3 or 4 months after I bought my Pontiac, and I was like, "Motherfucker!"
He still is, man.
That as opposed to mine, which mine we put a year of a lot of anger and
a lot of beers,
a lot of beers.
Every time we worked on that car, we had beer.
Yeah,
it was fun though. I look back and I really enjoy. I
wish
I had. It did test our friendship, but it also, I think it strengthened.
Yeah. It was almost. We lived next door to each other, and it was almost over. Like we weren't going to talk to each other anymore.
Wow. No. I look back though, man.
Yeah, that
was. I only have fond memories of building that car. Of the.
Do you think you'll ever do the Trans Am?
I want to. I so want to. Mama's giving me shit. She's like, we should get rid of it. And
let's finish the cycle of your dad's car.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
we
then,
can talk about the Trans Am too, because it's a cool car.
Yeah.
The Cutlass.
And then he
bought. Okay, no. So I did the handles
on the Cutlass.
On the Cutlass, because he didn't like the poppers. So he's like, I want handles. And I said, all right, well, let's do a fucking cool modern twist on them.
Right.
And that's what I did. They turned out awesome. And I blew his mind, I guess. And he was like, yep, he can do anything. So then he bought the fucking 64. He bought a 64 Galaxy convertible.
Another Ford.
Well, yeah, he likes them.
Yeah.
And 390 4-speed P-code car. He had to have.
It's a cool fucking car.
It's a cool car. And it needed a lot of work. And the old man's like, well,
get to work, Joey.
Yeah. Well, me and my brother-in-law, or my brother. He's my brother-in-law, but he's my brother.
Right.
And John and I went at this fucking car with everything we had,
but John's he's the power plant guy. He's the powertrain guy.
Yeah, he just bought a brand new he bought a G-body dragster.
Really?
Oh, his car's fucking badass.
But John,
1,100 horse.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. But he rebuilt the engine in your Trans Am.
Yeah, he did my Trans Am.
And he rebuilt the engine in this Ford.
Him and my dad did the motor in my Cutlass.
He's a pretty amazing guy.
Yeah, he is.
And then you got a body guy, and he's one of the best around as far as I can tell. And
I put all floors in.
You got those kind of resources around.
Hell yeah.
I'd be buying some old ass cars too. It's all right, guys.
Yeah. So
let's get to work.
and we did this. And well, if you ever see the car, he has a calendar that he had made of it, and it's the progression of the car. We did that car in 3 years, which is fucking
ridiculous,
almost unheard of.
Yeah.
Fast or slow?
As fast for 3 guys working on it.
Sure.
Two and a half.
Yeah.
His dad was sick the entire time they're working on it.
When they rotisserie, we rotisserie that car, so that means it was up off the frame.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's
so you did every bit of it. Yep.
Yeah. So he whenever he was at the show here in town, he goes, hey, you got to come look at this air cleaner. So it's cool, but why is it so special?
Because it's 3 deuces.
Right, but is it a stock air cleaner?
Well, yeah, but he's buying a different one now. What he wanted to show you is that he had 3 deuces in that car.
Yeah.
Which is 3 2-barrels. It's 6 carburetors, basically.
Right.
6-barrel carburetor, which is crazy.
He's very proud of it, and I would be too. And
he's very proud of that.
I love it whenever he shows me cars, and
well, he knows you appreciate him.
Yeah, and I wish I knew, because he says things, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not as I wish I knew as much as he did.
Yeah, I do too.
But I'm like, I appreciate the aesthetics of old cars. I wish I knew enough about the engine, and I know enough to be dangerous, but he knows way more than I could ever imagine knowing. But, and then all the different the intricacies of the model years and stuff like that. I mean, he's like, well, a 65 had this, and he can go into all the details.
Is there a certain year that he won't go newer than, like anything newer than 85? I won't touch.
That's not. No.
You gave him a Grand National, he'd probably dig it.
Would he want a 1990 Ford Tempo? Is that cool enough?
Who would want that?
We've already covered Tempos.
I know.
Who would want that?
No one would want that. But
believe it or not, though, the Ford Tempo. Remember we talked about it on an episode, and it was part of an Instagram post, and I hashtagged Ford Tempo, and someone commented on our Instagram post and said, "Hey, I haven't listened to your show. What's up with the Ford Tempo?" We have to go back and look at the Instagram post.
Show.
And I said, well, we talked about it on the podcast. You should listen to the episode. However I responded to it. But I'm like, that guy, his username was like, Tempos for life, dude.
Nice. That's awesome.
So there's someone out there for
you know what?
everything.
I'll tell you. So my dad and I went to a car show this year, or in 18, at the end of the car show year. And this fucking car club showed up, and it was Ford Fusions.
Oh, yeah.
And there was 16 fucking Ford Fusions there. Just Ford Fusions. Like, who in the fuck?
I've seen Fusions on like drag strips and shit like that.
Well, yeah, but they take the car and they turn it in. These
Right,
assholes were just showing. I shouldn't say it. No, these assholes just showed up, just driving fucking 8.5 seconds. These people showed up and said, "Yep, I'm driving something that I just bought.
I just drove it off the Dave Sinclair lot,
$4,800 from Craigslist, and cleaned it really nice."
I've heard some people say the Datsun Z cars, the 240Z, 280Zs are iconic cars.
Definitely,
yeah, but my in-laws have one, and they've owned them over the years, and they're in a Z car club and all that. But
I've
seen
a 280, don't they?
He does, yeah. They used to have a 240 back in the day. Now he's got a 280Z. But I've seen people say, we took a 240Z and put a Corvette engine in it and blah, blah, blah. And it's all, and I'm like, that's not a Z anymore. You just dropped some crate engine in it, and it's like, who cares? It's awesome, I guess, but to me, it like completely goes out the window.
Sounds a whole lot different,
right? Yeah, it's not what it should be. So,
and how much do those cars weigh? Minus engine. I mean, you drop a 350 in it, it's gonna scoot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you're turning it into a fast car, but
yeah.
Will a 350 fit in a fucking Z car?
I think.
Yeah,
I guess they'll make it fit.
Yeah, you can make it fit. Your biggest problem is you gotta be able to mount the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So I have a confession. I really like Pontiac Fieros, and if I was able to find,
if I was
mid-80s
a Pontiac,
I would buy one. Yeah.
Now,
Fiero
GT, like
Fiero GT,
87 Fiero
87,
GT.
87, 88, 86, 87, 88 would be fine because they had the ground effects and everything.
Yep.
Now, I know the stereotype of
you should
when they catch fire or
whatever,
right?
The last season.
What was really wrong with them?
Nothing, in my opinion, other than they only had 2 seats.
So you should watch the last season of Trailer Park Boys because Bubbles has a Fiero, and it's the pace
That's
car.
87, or it's 88. Yeah,
you can make them look like Ferraris.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't do that. I think they look cool on their own.
Just on their own, yeah.
I had a girlfriend.
I had a friend
in my early days, and she had a black one. There you go.
There it is.
That's it. And it had a lot of miles, and it was pretty rough inside. The outside was pristine.
Rough.
And
just the way your mother likes it from back.
We worked together, and one day she showed up. And she was driving like a Cavalier, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened to the Fiero?" And she's like, "Oh, I had to get rid of it. It died. I couldn't get it." And I was like, "Oh my god, it was a cool car."
Now, what's the story on that? It was a mid-engine.
Yeah.
And was it fast at all? I mean,
I think the GTs got faster in the late 80s. They were a little bit better, but
you do a half an hour, 30 minutes, but
they were just a good look, a good style car.
Yeah. I mean, I always liked them, but
Jennifer Grey had
once
one.
I heard that they weren't good and that they were shitty and they caught fire and whatever.
That's
the
like
worst.
That's the old
like
one.
Jennifer Grey's.
85 was not
That's
great.
the Ferris Bueller Day Off sister's car.
Then I just sort of never cared about them once I heard they were shitty, but they always seemed cool at the time.
Yeah, but there is a sweet spot that you're right, 87, 88, 89, and then they got bad again. If you scroll up a little bit, I just saw one that was like a 90. It was the last year's.
I didn't think they went past 88, but
yeah, I don't know where the hell it was. But they started to go the other direction. There was like, all right, it's played out. I don't know where it was. I thought I saw it, but. No, they had a sweet spot. I just like them. I don't know why. I've always liked Pontiacs all through the 80s. The unfortunate thing is that most of those cars weren't desirable enough when they came out, and there's not a lot of survivors out there. They've all just been beaten to fuck. My dad had a string of Pontiac 6000s and Bonnevilles.
Non-desirables.
But I'll tell you what. If you found a real nice one today, like a Bonneville, like a Pontiac
Bonneville, maybe, yeah, sure, but a
loaded Bonneville, a 6000 STEI was a cool car.
What was the name they had for that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'll tell you a story. I don't know. I think it's safe to say,
it's like Google or something. Ghoulies, yeah.
And so my dad tells a story.
It's a Ghoulies.
So my dad had a bunch of friends. Hold on. It'll all make sense in a second.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So my dad, he went to high school with a bunch of guys that ended up working for a Pontiac dealer here in the St. Louis area.
Don Dar?
Don Dar Pontiac. And
now defunct.
Right. And so he had all these high school buddies that, some of them went off and did great things. Bunch of them were car dealers. So, but it was good. My dad always got a good deal on cars, and he drove a lot of Pontiacs, and it all worked out well. So the Pontiac 6000 came out in the early 80s, like 83, maybe it was 82. And
but they turned into pimp rides in about 90.
So it was Pontiac 6000. They had packages. There was the LE, the SE, the STE, and there was an STEI, I believe, as well. And one of the salesmen that my dad was friends with said that he had this African-American couple come onto the lot and was walking around looking at cars, and a salesman approached him and says, "Yeah, can I help you? What are you looking for today?" And the guy said, "Yeah, we're looking to buy one of these ghoulies." And he goes, "A ghoulie? What the fuck's a ghoulie?" And it was a Pontiac 6000 LE. But on the back of the car, it said Pontiac 6000 LE.
000 LE, a ghoulie.
And the guy he swore it was a ghoulie. It wasn't a 6000.
That's funny.
It was a ghoulie.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of buttons on that steering wheel.
Yeah, There's fucking...
My dad had that car. I don't know what year that is, but it had all those buttons. It was when they first started putting controls on the steering wheel. Mm-hmm. And we were at...
Captain Kirk had less buttons in that. That's fucking stupid.
We were at the 87 clincher for the Cardinals. We were at the division clinching game, and we're in the parking garage at Old Busch Stadium, and everybody's honking their horns and celebrating that we just won the division. Yeah. And my dad's honking the horn on his car, and I'm a 12-year-old kid, just thinking this is awesome. I just watched the Cardinals clinch the division. We're in the garage, everybody's honking the horns, everybody had a good time.
It's an ugly fucking car.
The car, something shorted out. So he's laying on the horn, and all of a sudden he lets go, and the horn just kept going. He's like,
shit.
And the stereo went all the way as loud as it could go.
Oh my god!
Because everything was in the steering wheel.
Car was celebrating.
So we're in the parking garage, and we're like, "What the fuck do we do? What are we doing?" So he threw it in park and turned the car off. He's like, "What the fuck just happened?" We turned it back on, and everything was back to normal.
That's Pontiac,
and the horn stopped magically, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah,
that's why we don't have Pontiacs no more.
That car had no knobs.
Everything was button.
Everything was a push button. The only thing that you turned was the key to start it. Everything else was a push button.
So where are we at?
I think
we're ready to wrap it up.
We should probably clip out a bunch of that shit that we just talked about.
We talked about sports.
I think we
talked
forgot
about
we were
cars.
podcasting here.
We had some Fireball.
We did have some Fireball. So I'm gonna
probably
say
lost
this.
about half our listeners there.
No, we didn't. I'll tell you one we didn't listen. Nice segue. Maisel. That was
right.
I'm going to say this. This one here is your gift. I won't be offensive, but after this one, it's over.
It's over.
I'm right back.
Laying it down.
I think I was pretty unoffensive, and I'm going to go ahead and go right out on this one since we're about done.
So, yeah.
And not be offensive, but that was your gift.
All right.
Yeah, you didn't talk about shit, and you only talked about balls once, I think.
Right. I don't think this was a very offensive
your
one.
balls were never on the table once this entire episode. Yeah.
That was gift.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Didn't talk about shitting.
Going to. We have another one to do, and I got another Fireball.
I was trying to do thank God you didn't do this because that would have. But I can't even do justice to what you do.
Yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift and a curse.
Well, we want to hear from more listeners like
I would
Midge.
love to hear
How
from
can
more.
they get a hold of us, Ryan?
Well, they could send us an email at Load This Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah,
that
would not be email, but
wow, Fireball hit fast.
That's right.
You can send us an email, loadthispodcast@gmail.com. Let's try that again.
Yeah.
I got a good editor. And or it's on the social media at Load This Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And
we swear Ryan's going to get back on Instagram.
Yeah, I got to get
he is because we got
down.
we got the picture of the shirt. We're going to put the shirt out.
We got to do that. Definitely. No, there will be more on the social media. Things are slowing down. I got a long flight ahead of me next week, so I got time. But yeah, YouTube.
That's right.
Get a load of this podcast.
And so with all this summer weather, this Corona light weather that we're going to have this weekend, I am going to get out in the garage and finish that table.
All right.
That's my goal this weekend.
There you go. I would love to come on.
What day do you think you're doing that?
I'm going to start work on it tomorrow if I can.
So I have a tomorrow thing, and I'll tell you
but
off
if
the
that
air.
doesn't work, Sunday?
You'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'll do it off the air. It's a thing.
Okay.
It's a
All
thing.
right.
I have something I have to go do tomorrow that
We're
I'm
gonna shave his balls.
Yeah. It's whole waxing. Yeah.
Again, Maisel.
Sorry, yes.
One episode,
clean.
you get one out of me because I really have a lot to say. That's
Well, we
just
appreciate
way
our
past
listeners.
That's
we
a hell of a tease, man. Because now it's like, well, shit. What's he gonna do next time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really appreciate the box
Just
of
me
Fireball.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And
That
that's
was
our
awesome.
1 year anniversary's coming up. I got some
Thank
ideas
you.
for how we can honor that, but
Let's pop balloons for an
we
hour.
thank our loyal
Just
loyal
an hour.
champagne listener. Yeah. So we appreciate the Fireball. We appreciate everybody listening. As usual, fuck Tom Brady
Yes,
Yeah.
fuck Tom
yeah,
Brady.
Okay. Yeah.
with
Fuck
Super
Tom
Bowl
Brady.
this weekend.
Yeah, fuck
Hold on.
Tom Brady.
Fuck Tom Brady. Fuck
And Stan Kroenke.
Stan Kroenke.
Bill Belichick.
Every poser bullshit fan in Los Angeles who went out and bought a fucking Rams jersey
This week,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
and don't have a seat in the house.
No.
If they'd have stayed, I said this. I told my wife this was going to happen. If the Rams would have stayed and we would have got National Rent-A-Car
Yeah.
Stadium on the riverfront,
Right.
I was buying season tickets.
Yeah. That would have been awesome.
You know, when they came, I was 19 years old. I don't have a fucking pot to piss in.
Right.
Now I have the opportunity. I have the chance. I would have.
Maybe.
I would have.
I'm with you.
I'd have
Hold
done
on to this. Maybe we can do a half loaded.
Yeah,
We can cover this because we got strong feelings about the Rams and that. But stay tuned, folks.
That's right.
We got an hour and a half here. Right.
That's right. We apologize if you're pulling your hair out right now.
most of it was my dad's cars. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
All
Well,
right.
until next time, I'm Jared.
I'm Ryan.
This is Joe.
And get a load of this.
Always watch out for that. You never know when someone's going to stick a hand up your ass.
A whole hand.
Is it Friday already?
A whole hand, and then like try to do jazz hands in there.
I'm not a Muppet.
You're never gonna get my mouth to move that way, Doc.
Going at this all wrong. Just tell me which one to say it. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Right out of my ass.
Write it down, please. Use that hand.
Oh, well, we're off and running. How about that?
That's well.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sure. That's not much on outtakes, but what the
You
hell?
know, I mean,
Just getting right into it.
And get right into it.
really want to have a beer.
But where is
Jones,
you
and I
been waiting?
told you I only have the special beers.
You want a Bud Light?
He asked. He fucking asked.
I did ask
I
a
missed
long
it. I'm
time
sorry.
ago.
Oh my god!
Well,
you
fucking
got it.
speak up,
Yeah,
you
I was gonna
fucking-
say.
Well, you know, I did
Hey, Dillhole.
You want a bottle or a can?
a can for my can koozie.
Son of a
If I
bitch.
clearly didn't hear you, say
I mean,
it
I
again.
thought you just didn't want to give me a beer.
Ain't that some shit?
I'm
What
just
a
going
veiny
deaf.
dick you are.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Who has camo wrapping paper?
That's a good question. That is.
Let's not comment on that, and I'll explain why later.
All right.
I don't see any addressing to it though. So is this a bomb? Should we have a
Is it
fucking robot
ticking?
come in?
Yeah, we should give it a listen.
Where's your son?
I'm looking
Let's
forward
just-
to it. I think it's gonna be fun.
Do it. Oh, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
No, we need someone to open this thing. A sacrificial lamb, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Should
Hey,
have.
take this in the other room
I
and
should have
open
brought
it.
Chuck. Here,
Bring
Chuck,
it
open
back.
this up and let us know what happens.
All right.
All right,
Yeah,
let's-
we
let's
can
do
we can
this.
kick this in the
All
notes. Yeah, let's do it.